I felt like I was just in a 15-round heavyweight bout there. And credit to Shantae and Portland with the way that they came out the gates. I was telling the staff after the game that was one of the more impressive offensive performances in a half that I've seen from two teams in my 24 years of coaching. Some of the shots that we made, some of the shots that they made, it was back and forth, and they're a hard team to guard, and so I was happy to get to halftime with the lead. Slowed down a little bit in the second half from a scoring standpoint. I thought both teams, dug in a little bit better on the defensive end, and luckily, Ty and Khalil were able to make some plays, late in that game to kind of give us enough separation to get out of here with a really good win against a team that, I have a lot of respect for.
Coach, you started all three seniors, and I would say all three of them had an impact, and Khalil closed out the game. How happy were you for them?
Oh, man, you only get one senior, well, not with COVID now, but, you get one senior day, and that's something that we talked about yesterday as a group. That's something that you remember for the rest of your life, and so for all three seniors to have really big impacts on the game and contribute to winning, I'm so happy for them, and it was so neat to be a part of that in the locker room after the game. Khalil and Ty have been doing it all season, so really what they do doesn't surprise me. I was just happy to see, Tony, a guy who has stayed about the right stuff since he got here and has been through some ups and downs and has never really ducked his head, and so for him, it's so hard to do for not playing and to step in and immediately contribute. All respect and credit to him and the rest of the group. That was a team win, and just proud, again, to get out of here with a win and be able to move on to Saturday with another big game on the horizon.
Hey, Coach, with this being the last home game, it closes the book on one part of the season. Mm-hmm. Just talk about your first year coaching on the hilltop as the head coach, and what you want to build on here, because I thought the atmosphere was tremendous.
Yeah, no, that was that's how college basketball atmosphere should be, and credit to our fans and our students for coming out and supporting us and getting behind us. I always say this, fans and students sometimes don't know what a big part that can play in winning a game, and so thankful for, again, our community here at USF for getting out and really getting behind us. And, I really don't think about too much in terms of my first year. I feel, really blessed to be in the position that I'm in. I'm proud of the group for kind of staying with it. Staying the course. Started in conference 1-5, and a lot of teams would have, ducked their head and run, and our guys did not do that. So to have a chance to finish up 8-8, with a big game on Saturday, speaks volumes about our group and our locker room and what we can do as we kind of head towards March and get ready for hopefully a long conference tournament run.
Coach, you mentioned Tony, but how happy were you to see him play? And was it the plan to go to him throughout the game, or after he played well, did you?
No, I had fully anticipated, and staff anticipated him being in the rotation for the whole game, not just for the first few minutes. And it sure was nice to see him, make a couple shots in that first rotation to kind of settle him down. But he played super hard, and I think he had a steal or two in the game. I thought he was active defensively as well. So, again, just happy for him because I know how hard that has been for him to not be in the rotation for the whole year. So, again, credit to him for being ready to go and contributing in a major way to the win.
Yeah, Coach, with the lineups you have in these recent games, it's just a lot of running, a lot of space, great spacing. Is this the Dons team we're going to see the rest of the way, like just in terms of the size, maybe disadvantage you're willing to give up?
I think if you look at the league, there's probably split down the middle in terms of teams that play traditionally and teams that have, for one reason or another, decided to play a little bit of small ball and try to space you out. So it's been a game-by-game basis for us. It just happened the way our schedule has lined up, that these last few games have been against teams that really try to space you out and play small ball. At times, that's hard for our big guys, and it's been hard in terms of having just a complete rotation, something that we can go to on a consistent basis, because every team in this league is so different. But our fives need to be ready to go on Saturday, and we challenge them after the game tonight of, getting ready and getting their minds and their bodies physically ready to contribute in a major way on Saturday when we go to Provo.
Coach, Portland shot around 30 free throws today. Do you think that was a problem with you guys, or the refs were calling a lot of fouls today?
No, we're never going to blame the refs. Portland does a very good job of initiating contact, of playing downhill. They lower their shoulders into you, and they make it tough. That's a hard game to ref. And so I even said that to an official during the game. I know it's a hard game to ref. I thought we did a better job in the second half of trying to show our hands. I thought there were a few calls that probably could have went the other way, but they probably can say the same thing. And by no means is the officiating why we won or lost. 31 free throws is exactly what they shot in game one. We talked about the importance of keeping them off the free throw line. But again, Robertson is a hard matchup, for everybody in the league. And he gets to the line 14 times by himself. He's hard to deal with. So credit to them. We need to do a better job, continue to do a better job of just trying to show our hands and wall up and not reach in and play more vertical. But that's kind of how Portland plays, So I don't like giving up 31 free throws, but happy to win too.
Coach, talk a little bit about the matchup with BYU coming up, maybe what you learned when they came here last time. I think they were a little beat up from their Santa Clara trip now. They might be a little more rested, but and traveling out there for you.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit about what it means if you can get some help with LMU, maybe going down, get to that 4 seed, what that would mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think for our group, the only thing we can really worry about is handling our business, and we'll scoreboard watch after our game's over. But I think for us, we just have to stay laser sharp focused on kind of the task at hand, and that's getting ready to play a really good BYU team, a well-coached team, a team that has some seniors that, again, are going to be doing their senior night on Saturday, so it'll be an emotional night for them in a really hard environment to play in, but probably one of the best in college basketball too, and we experienced that last year. Going in there and being able to get a win on their floor was super satisfying and special. So that'll be the goal. That'll be the challenge. And again, I think our guys are really excited about the way that we're kind of moving forward as a team at the right point of the season. And, we're going to give it everything we got tomorrow in our prep and get our minds and our bodies ready to go on Saturday.
Follow-up question on that. Will it be a rallying cry, just that you're the last WCC team to ever play there, this being their last game? I
mean, maybe. I know this is their last game in the WCC before they go to the Big 12, and it'll be probably an emotional game in some regards to them too. So we can't worry about all that though. I think we have to keep it super simple in terms of if we win and Pepperdine gives us some help, that puts us in a great position of sliding up into fourth. We're going to play the game and assess after that. But I know our guys are excited to get on the plane tomorrow.
Seems like I ask you about Khalil almost after every game, but at the end of his home career, at least, just talk about his legacy on the program and what he means.
Man, that dude is one of the more special kids that I've been around in college basketball. He's just a fighter, and every night he leaves it on the floor. Doesn't always play great, but he plays with an incredible chip on his shoulder and an incredible motor, and he is a Don through and through. He will go down as one of the best players to put a uniform on here. 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now, people will still be talking about Khalil Shabazz and what he did for everyone here on the Hilltop. He is an amazing kid from where he came from to what he went through to get here, go Division II, no scholarship offers, to get here and think he was going to be a role player and just kind of work his way into the rotation, and he never blinked. I'm going to miss the crap out of all of our seniors. Just been around Khalil longer than some of these other guys, and he has a special place with me. He's tearing up before the game even started when we're stretching. I have a routine of just going around to every guy and kind of dapping every guy up. And I got to him, and it's normally just a handshake, and boom, tears, start coming down his face. And so we hugged on the court for a minute or so, and there's a lot of emotion involved for him because his place means so much to him, and I think he's so appreciative of everything that he's been through and all the rewards and the individual accomplishments that he's had here. I could speak about him for hours, but he has a lot of games left to play too, and I want to make sure that again, this was a very emotional night, not only for him but our whole team. And we have to be able to enjoy it for a few hours and be able to turn the page and get to Saturday.
Coach, you guys have some momentum, but there's been periods like this earlier in the season where you've won a couple games in a row, and then it's kind of maybe gone off the rails a little bit. How do you keep this momentum going into BYU and then into the WCC tournament?
Yeah, I think it's a collective kind of belief and effort in the locker room. That we've seen some things kind of go our way here over the last few weeks. Basketball is a crazy, crazy deal. It's like sometimes it's all about kind of hitting your stride at the right time. And, when I look at the guys in the locker room, they're enjoying the way that we're playing and competing right now. And sometimes, I don't know why, it's how basketball kind of goes, and it's about, as I said, just kind of flipping the switch at the right time. And hopefully the goal with this group is just to continue staying very short-sighted, and getting ready to play BYU, but enjoying the process of getting ready to play BYU and enjoying the process of competing on Saturday. And then we'll assess where we're at in the league and get ready for the WCC tournament. Good. Appreciate you guys.